Hey everybody, and welcome to Cooking Adventures with Katie, Season 3. On today's episode, our adventure will be stuffed cabbage rolls, because that is what won this week's challenge, or this week's vote. Not challenge. What am I talking about? Challenges. Anyway, so we will be doing stuffed cabbage rolls. Now, I'm actually an hour behind what I want to be, so it's 6 o'clock, and if this is the same, now it's a different recipe from what I had made in the past, which I filmed and did not post because it was before Cooking Adventures was a thing. So, yeah, that'll be a gem to put up. And, yeah, it was actually like well over an hour the first time I made stuffed cabbage rolls. It was actually from The Joy of Cooking. But this recipe that I'm going to be using here is from Pinterest. And it's the same basic concept of you have your raw meat and some uncooked rice, some garlic, some onion, an egg, mix everything up, some seasoning, you know. You boil the cabbage to where it softens up. And you take a little spoonful, you ball it up, put it into the cabbage, roll the cabbage up, and then you put it in a saucepan. In the other one, it was a like a stock pot. I'm not going to be using that. Actually, it's clean. I just haven't put it up above where I can reach. But you put it in a pot, and you let it boil for 7 hours. An hour. Just one. But today this recipe is a little bit different. It's not going to call for a pot, like a 5-quart pot like the other one did. This one is a little bit different, and I believe, if I remember correctly, because I haven't looked at it, I only looked for the ingredients when I ran to the store today, was like a 13 by 9 pan, and you just kind of bake it or something, versus sitting it on the stove. So we're gonna see how this works, and yeah, that's really it. But I'm excited because last time I made it, it was so good, guys. Like, it was ridiculous. And it was actually, we'll talk about this throughout. I found the video on my computer, and it was me like this was after I had met David, so, and it was 17 now, so this was in like 13 or 14, 2013 or 2014, like it was, David and I had just started dating, or it was right before we started dating, but after, we had been seeing each other, or it became unofficial. So yeah, like, I will chat about it because, it's one of those things. And, I don't know, the video might end up showing up on YouTube at some point in time in the future, if I'm brave enough to put it on there, because it was one of those things. So, with all that being said, Cooking Adventures with Katie, Season 3, Friday Foodie. Or Foodie Friday. Foodie Friday. That's what it is. Yes. Stuffed cabbage rolls. Alright, so I lied. The Pinterest recipe calls for putting it into a crock pot and cooking for 4 to 5 hours. That would leave us, it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've been trying to keep to eating before 8 o'clock, and Friday is my one day that I will allow myself to not eat to eat after 8 o'clock, because it's a cooking adventure day, and sometimes I get off work late. So we're going to follow more or less the Joy of Cooking recipe. So more or less meaning I don't have dairy-free ginger snaps, which is what the original recipe calls for, which are actually, the recipe that this has is quite delicious, and the ginger snaps are like the gingerbread cookies, and it works. Like, it adds to it. It's really good. But I don't have ginger snaps because I was not expecting to do this, and I should have looked at where it was like low for 7 to 8 hours or high for 4 to 5 hours. I should have looked at that when I was at the grocery bin, like, no. So first, we're going to walk through this recipe and edit things here and there. So you need a pound of ground meat, an egg, some seasoned breadcrumbs, which we have, an egg, I already said an egg, uncooked rice, some water, a large carrot, which we do not have, but we do have carrot, frozen sliced carrots. I'm going to see if there's any of those left. There might be. I'm going to see if those are left, and if there are, then fantastic. If not, we just won't have carrots. An onion, which we have, a garlic clove, not a garlic clove, some salt, some pepper, some more salt. We already have some cabbage, vegetable oil, another onion, some dry white wine. We have sake, which is a rice wine. I don't think we have anything else. Crushed tomatoes and puree. I've got tomato soup and tomato sauce, which we're going to use that. Water, raisins. We do not have raisins, but I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, those are optional. Some brown sugar. I've got sugar molasses. And that's where it calls for the ginger snaps, juice of a lemon, and sour salt. If you don't know what sour salt is, probably along the lines of like rock salt. I don't know what sour salt is. David might. And that's what it calls for. So generally, I've got most of everything, just don't have the ginger snaps, and don't know what in the world sour salt is. So we're going to do that. It's going to cook for an hour and a half, and yeah, this works better. So, with all that being said, we're going to begin. Alright, so we're going to take our head of cabbage. We're going to peel out the outermost stiff layers, and if you hear things going on in the background, that's David pressure washing. So we're just going to pull off the outer four, because these are, the outer ones. Gross. We're going to wash our cabbage. Well, I mean, it's going to be boiled, so it won't matter. All right, so we're going to core out the middle, if I can, without cutting my fingers off. And you want to go at like an angle, so that way you can get all the way around, pull out this stemmy piece, just like so, and then we are going to place into some boiling water. Alright, okay, and let that sit and boil for 5 minutes so it'll soften up. So, in the meantime, alright, so in a glass bowl where y'all can see what I'm doing, I'm going to add 1 pound of ground meat. This can be beef or turkey or chicken. We're going to add 1 large egg, a half cup of Italian seasoned breadcrumbs, a half cup of uncooked rice, a half cup of water, 1 carrot grated, and I'm going to be doing this for a little bit. You know what, though? I think we're just going to skip the carrots. And also, don't forget to occasionally, as your leaves soften, peel them off and place them in a bowl to the side. I use tongs and cut the ends off where it attaches to the core. So there's that. Alright, we're going to add 1 whole diced onion. I've only got half of it diced right now, but we're going to go ahead and put some of this in there. And I don't know if I showed you this in the past, but I was watching a Gordon Ramsay video, and what he did was he took his onion, cut it in half, like this, but not all the way through, and then cut it long ways like this, like you would normally dice it, and then cut it like this, which was pretty spiffy. And of course, if he was watching this, he'd be like, "Ah, you idiot, you're using the wrong knife." Well, I know. And all of my blades are serrated, so it's not like chopping with a serrated butcher's knife would make any difference. So, if you have a flat-bladed butcher knife, make sure it's sharpened and use that, because it'll work better, I promise. But anyway, then we need some salt and pepper. Pepper. And then some salt. Oh. Alright, and now we mix all of this together. Should have gotten a bigger bowl, but that's always the case. Carrots are not. This feels good. Oh, you know what? Did I put garlic in there? I did not. Oh well. Oh well. Why oh well? Not oh well. Put garlic in there. I can hear you guys say. Garlic makes everything 10 times better. And I agree. I'm not denying that. Let me just kind of get everything together first. And then we'll talk about it. Oh, but yeah, that old video, yeah, that was, I was living with a roommate at the time, and things were not going well between us. My roommates, there's only one roommate that I really enjoyed living with, and, I continued to stay friends with after the fact. Everyone else just kind of, whether it was something during our living together or something that happened after our living together, it was generally during. But, you know, all of this standy stuff, I don't really have any relationships with my roommates anymore. At any rate, I was filming, and she was at work, and she came home while I was in the middle of filming, and I was like, so blah, blah, blah. I had to like hurry and hit pause and not be weird, and because Lord knows she would have come in and been like, what are you doing? And I would have been like, nothing. But at that point in time, like, our friendship was, you know, over, and I was also like 21, 22, and you know, still a little kid, so you know, or whatever. Let me see about that garlic, though. Alright, now 1 clove of minced garlic. Alright, let me mix this back up. Alright, so now what we want to do is, after about 5 to 10 minutes, is from what the book says. After 5 to 10 minutes, cut your cabbage from heating, and then slowly peel off the leaves. Mine's been boiling for about 15 or 20 minutes. So I got some leaves, and here's what I've got, and then the rest of my head is sitting in the water. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to, actually, yeah, I was going to do a fancy like cut too, but that didn't work. So what we're going to do, we're going to try this again. So what we're going to do is this. So we're going to take whatever's left of our cabbage once we get to a point where wouldn't be, this would make a very poor looking wrap, more or less. That's the point we want to get to. Well, that wouldn't be too good of a wrap. Alright. So we're going to take this and we're going to chop it. Alright, now the recipe says to make 1 cup. So, this is how much we have left, and it wasn't even like half of the thing that I cut. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go ahead and chop up the rest of it because, well, I like cabbage. Alright, so in our heavy-duty pot or Dutch oven, we are going to, over medium-high heat, go. Do 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. There, okay. We're going to add our cabbage. So the cup that the recipe calls for, plus the other cabbage because I like it. And this is a 3-quart pot. I was gonna use my other one, which is this guy, but decided against it because this one's deeper. And for this recipe, I feel like a deeper pot would be better, especially since I'm totally going to flood this. So, and we are going to mix it up. And that's about as far as I got right now. Give me a second. Alright, we are going to add a medium chopped onion. And mix things up so they don't get burnt. But things start to soften a bit. Okay. Alright, let's find that sake, because that's what's next. And you want a 1/2 cup of dry white wine. Okay. Is that too much? Probably. But who's measuring? Probably me. I should be. Whoops. I try not to fling stuff everywhere. Alright. So, we're gonna let this cook for a second, and I'll come back with the next step. Alright, so if you're actually doing this in a Dutch oven, you should be able to see the liquid. And once it comes to a boil, you want to add a 28-ounce can of pureed tomatoes. Well, since I was following a different recipe, we will be doing 2 8-ounce cans of tomato sauce, and then 1 10-ounce can of fire-roasted rotel. And just as soon as I can pop this bad boy open. And that'll add some flavor to the tomato sauce. There we go. Okay. Goes in the trash. Alright, mix this around. Now this is where all the additional ingredients go in, so like your ginger snaps and your lemon juice and things like that. But I'm gonna mix this in real quick, and then we'll get into all the rest of that. You know, this may be big enough. I don't know. I don't know, it's looking like it. Go 3 quarts, man. Okay, so. Alright, so to this, stir it up once more. We want to bring it down to a simmer, and we want to add 1 cup of water, a 1/4 cup of, cup of packed brown sugar that I totally did not just make right now. Nope, I've got this dough. I made it. I don't carry brown sugar in my house. Please. Alright, and then we want to have the juice of a large lemon, and having an actual lemon is always best. But that's what we got. Okay, now you also want to add 28 ounces of ginger snaps, crushed and crumbled at this point. So you want to add that as well. 8 ginger snaps, not 28 ounces. I think that's like a whole box. So 8 ginger snap cookies, and 2 chunks of sour salt. But I don't know what that is, so we're just going to add some big chunks of coarse sea salt. Alright, so this is what we've got right now. So we are going to actually bring this to a boil, and it is, you know, it's pretty simmery already. So what we're going to do now is we're going to hurriedly stuff our rolls and then place them seam side down into this so they will cook. So let's get those rolls going. Alright, so we want to take our leaf. You can see where it's stiff down here by the core. We want to just take that out. Let me get my cutting board back. Alright, so we want to take out this little hard piece that will make it more difficult to roll. Alright, and then we want to take a tablespoon, small handful of our meat, place it, and I would think probably roll it kind of like a burrito, and place seam side down in the sauce once it starts boiling. But we want to get as many of these done and out of the way as we can for our rolls. So I'm gonna do that, and let's see how many we can get before this thing gets to a rolling boil, and it's getting pretty close. Alright, so then we take our rolls and place them seam side down in the boiling sauce. That one's a big one. Okay, I'm actually gonna... And the recipe actually says if the sauce does not cover the rolls, to add some water to it until it does, and then cover and simmer for an hour and a half, stirring every 30 minutes or so to, ow, that's hot, to keep the cabbage from sticking to the pot and to the other rolls. Where is that new ladle that David bought? Excuse me. Okay, let's see if we can get this to go down a little bit. I should have gotten my 5-quart. Also, probably should have only used a cup of cabbage. That too. Turn that down. Alright. David's pressure washing. Alright, so let's take some of this filling stuff. I know. Leave me alone. Stop it. Alright, so I'm gonna... That came through the door. Is this the right lid? Yeah. I'm gonna turn this down. And, well, I'm gonna let it go down a little bit, and then I'm gonna cover it. and simmer for an hour and a half. All right. Here is the finished product. Let's find a bowl of some sort to put this into. All right, let's see. Before. All right, so verdict. The ginger snaps would have added that extra little like sweetness to it. The ginger snaps too do, but all in all, like it's good. Something different that I would have done, I would have used a 5-quart pot instead of a 3-quart. And add the ginger snaps because they really do, they add to it. So with all that being said, I'm about to eat, finally. And please like, subscribe, and comment. Oh, that reminds me. For next month, because it's the end of June, because it's the end of May, for June, what should I do for the theme? Should the theme be fruit? Should it be complex, meaning, I don't know, 5 or more ingredients? Simple, being 5 or less ingredients, and these are not including spices and seasonings, so main ingredient. Or what should the 4th one be? I'm doing these off the top of my head. Let's see, the 4th one should be I don't know. Viewer's choice. So, fruit, complex, simple, or toss something out there. And if that vote, or if that suggestion gets the most likes, then that's what we'll do. Oh, I remember what the other one was. We'll do that as a 5th one. Or the sugar-free detox challenge for the month. All right, now that would cause the videos to be a little bit different. So, but yes, fruit, complex, simple, viewer's choice, or sugar detox, dieting through the month. And that is no sugar alcohols, fake or real sugar, none of it. Unless it's natural, so like fruit or milk would be okay, but I would have to make a point to find milk without any added sugars to it. So that is what the choices are for next month, for the month of June. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I do apologize for being long. It's a normal length episode from what I have been doing. And this is, quite frankly, really, really good. I would suggest use a 5-quart pot instead of a 3-quart, and also add the ginger snaps because they are worth it. You need 8 ginger snap cookies to crumble up and put in this. So yeah, I've got to go help David with moving a thing to the back porch, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Happy cooking, and I'll see y'all next time, and let's eat. Bye.